Welcome everyone for another scrim review, and here we have a game when we are going to focus on the POV of ManQ. He is an EU support that loves to go for some exotic pick, trying to push them into the support role, and here he decided to go with a Howitzer Support. Personally, I'm not super convinced by the pick, but ManQ is one of the best when it comes to actually make those experimental pick workout. So we're just gonna see how it fare in that match between Indecisive against Import's backpack team. So we are going to watch a match between Indecisive and Import's backpack, two teams qualified for the FangBoost 6 main event and two teams that got the first seed on their respective group. I think Indecisive was in group D and Import's backpack was in group A. And so that's a match that can potentially happen in the semi-final of the FangBoost 6. And so on the side of Indecisive, on the down side, we do have Moro, Nisa, Seed, MMDiv, that is ManQ, and Cabodani. On the other side, we have Import's backpack with Julie Latina, Zane, Wangol, Import, and Noz. In terms of team composition, what we are going to watch that game is this spicy pick from ManQ, that is Howitzer Support. So using Mage as a support is not completely new. For instance, there is Bellica that is usually played on that super role, but usually Howitzer is not that much played. You still have a slow, you have the landmine, and you have a lot of poke in lane. But I feel like the fact that you're stuck in place and you have a huge hitbox makes that as a support, it's very, very easy to abuse. And so I'm quite curious what ManQ is doing with it. So ManQ really love that pick. He practiced it quite a lot. He wants to see how he can make it work. And so let's join the journey with him on that one. And so we do have a Howitzer face Twin Blast facing a Bellica Drongo. In my opinion, normally the Bellica Drongo can very easily, every time the Howitzer use the rocket, if you're in range, you do Seismic Assault and you poke the Howitzer with Old Rusty. And as soon as you get a little bit more level, you do the same thing, but you add a Gag Grenade and Ride Run on top of it. And the Howitzer should be out of commission for quite a while. Here we get a little bit of poke. We try to go for the rockets here from the distance. Get the poke also from the Bellica. And so trying to look out here. The second wave is probably gonna be important for them both because they're looking to get the level 2. If you get the level 2 first, it can be very strong. Also the auto attack of Howitzer can be actually very, very nice to get priority because with the AoE. And we can see we focus Julie Latina very, very aggressively. And so far Zane and Julie Latina not a single time have actually punished ManQ for using that rocket. And so you can see that Julie Latina is already very, very low on life. They also miss 1 minion experience, so that means that the level 3 will be further delay as well. And so this dual lane already doing pretty good for themselves on the side of Indecisive. To be fair, when you play against something that you have never played against before, it's always a little bit complicated to know exactly what are the right reaction. And here they're just getting hard poke both by the Twin Blast and by that Howitzer. And playing the pillar well from the side of ManQ. And so far they're actually in complete control of that lane. They probably can secure the level 3 for themselves, and with the level 3 try to be a little bit aggressive. Cabodani took a lot of damage though. And here we're trying to go aggressive, trying to kill Cabodani. They immediately go on it. We get the flash, double flash afterwards that actually doesn't get the kill. And very nice body block into the Gag Grenade. They got the level 3 first, and that's a double kill by the side of Team Import's backpack. So let's watch the action again. I feel ManQ and Cabodani were in complete control, and then they just here you can see Zane finally pressing forward, get the Seismic Assault, get the Void Bomb. Julie Latina following afterwards here to go for the aggression. They do have the damage. Zane flashing, the double flash is actually a little bit too much. Then a very nice Gag Grenade. They got the level up from the kill, and that allowed them to both survive, and that's a double kill. And so here it's very well played by the side of Import's backpack team dual lane. They just try to be aggressive on those timing, and that's the thing. overall, Howitzer, once the landmine is done, you can't really like do much. You do damage, but you can't really like protect your carry anymore. And here they just like go aggressively on the level 3 timing. That is like, personally, level 3 of Drongo is stronger than the Twin Blast level 3, and level 3 of Bellica is stronger than the level 3 of Howitzer. And so they go aggressive on that timing, and on top of that, they managed to get the level 3 in this whole fight before the enemy team get the level 3, which would have been like a bad timing for them. So overall, the poke was going well, but then they didn't realize that they could like get punished, and it was very close, but both flash has been expanded, and that means that now this dual lane is very, very weak, and they have to be careful. They still have like the poke going for them. Also, like Twin Blast, very good at destroying like the drone of Bellica. Zen needs to be careful, he's a little bit stuck here. So he shouldn't like overstep, and that's exactly what he does. Waiting for the enemy team to retreat a little bit. And now they have the wave placed in a good position. Of course it's going to bounce back, but that means for the next minute they're pretty safe to actually farm, while Cabonani is taking that shot to actually like go back to base to finish the Soul Calice, I assume. A little bit like surprised by that base, but probably didn't get the Soul Calice, and so he wanted to finish it as fast as he can. And they don't lose that many like minions because it's gonna bounce back, and so overall it's not the end of the world. We do have Import now being on the 5 camp. While they got like some aggression on the mid lane, we do have ManQ trying to rotate here, but Julia Latina stopping that rotation. And now we're simply like gonna play onto the dual lane. I don't like the fact that they fully like crashed that. Like their jungler is not around, so like doing a lot of damage on the wave. Wave is still like pushing back, so they should be fine, but they want to bring it back like equal. I feel like having the wave like close to their tower would be good for the side of Indecisive. Here we try to rotate, like there is like an invade going on by Nisa and TSC on the timing that the dual lane didn't have priority and a big wave was on this side. We do get the rotation, we do get the hook, the landmine to follow up, good damage, we do find a pick. That's one of the strengths of like the Howitzer, is this landmine is absolutely a monster of like an ability, and even on the support. And so here this rotation ended up like working well for themselves. It was like very, very, very close, but in the end it did work out. So that means that Zane get picked up. He was 0-0 and 3, so probably like a slight shutdown for themselves. And now they have the wave placed into a good position for them to play. Do get the drone. And we get Nisa arriving. We go for the landmine into the hook. That's another thing that is pretty strong when you have a Rictor support, is like if you get landmine into hooks, that can work very, very well. They tried to go a little bit onto the Howitzer, but unfortunately not enough damage. Import trying to protect Julie Latina here. The hook is gonna be like close out of cooldown, but unfortunately Nisa doesn't connect. If Nisa connect here, that could have been a kill. Probably landmine was out of cooldown as well, because landmine and Replash is seemingly like the same amount of cooldown. And so here that could have resulted into like a very dangerous moment. Julie Latina surviving, but they do lose Zane again in that lane, with Nisa going for the rotation, and so that means also gold buff is gonna be secured by Cabonani. They're gonna crash the wave, they try to go for the landmine. That's a little bit questionable. Like the aggression is correct initially, I have to admit. Here, you want to crash that wave, you can go for the landmine. The landmine is completely missed. But here, like double old Rusty, and that's like one of the things I was talking about Howitzer. When you go for the rocket, like you can get punished by the old Rusty pretty easily, and then you just like get killed. Here, you have to be careful. We try to go for the dive. Unfortunately, it's not successful. And now the wave is going to bounce back a little bit, but now Cabonani is kind of stuck with everyone rotating. Here we should like try to go for just the landmine, crash the wave, and if it doesn't, like the landmine doesn't connect, like just going for the landmine I think is okay. If the landmine doesn't connect, we just crash the wave and get away, because even if you dive, you open up yourself for a big rotation, and suddenly that puts also like yourself like a little bit late on the bounce back of the wave. As we can see, like here, ManQ is forced to catch it. Kabonani is dead, so I like the aggression after the gold buff to crash the wave again to maximize the gold gain, but I don't like that we try to go for like a little of too much of an aggressive dive in that situation. ManQ should have catch like the next wave to save probably 2 range minion for his carry. Here we have Drongo level 6, so that's something that needs to be respected, because Drongo level 6 is a lot of damage. On top of that, the Vanquisher is finished, so here like this Belica Drongo lane is way stronger than the Howitzer Twin Blast lane. So Howitzer Twin Blast lane should be looking at only like poking at distance while remaining safe. Very nice landmine here. Oh, Gelatina missing an auto. And yeah, like that's exactly the same. So here, this dual lane should be looking only at poking, because the power spike of Drongo and Belica is just like so strong that you can never like fully fight them. So here I kind of like the landmine, it's pretty nice, but you can't fully commit. Here with the landmine, Kabodani and ManQ should stay out of range of Drongo, and so here ManQ on that position is out of position. This is badly played by ManQ. Like the landmine is very good, but then he should be staying behind, because once again, Drongo can absolutely one-shot ManQ on one seismic assault. And so here in that situation, they're super far ahead, but because ManQ put themselves here, like the best that can happen here, it's a trade of support. So I love the landmine, but then we need to space properly so the Drongo cannot counter-engage if we get seismic assault, so we stay behind. But the landmine is fabulous. Unfortunately, like then after, they just turn on him, and that's exactly that. Gag grenade into the seismic assault, ride round, auto attack. We even miss one auto attack, but it's enough, and then we get the drone, and Zane is safe, and that's a free kill. So we have to respect that on the timing that you're actually super strong. Level 6 of Drongo with Vanquisher is something that needs to absolutely be respected. On top of that, if we're playing like a mage support, that we're kind of squishy, and that is very, very easy to hit. So here we try like to go onto Zane, onto Kabodani. Kabodani spacing properly, so not getting punished here. Kabodani trying to be aggressive because he knows that he has the ultimate. And now we're coming back, so we're gonna get the level 6 pretty soon. Import is watching around, as we can see. We keep going for the poke, but Jolie Latina has no mana. So Import is basically here to help them crash the wave if they want, but that's all they can do actually. So here we're keeping the freeze up, forcing the enemy team back to base. One Cabo is still like pretty healthy and ManQ is fully healthy. It's very good because that means that now we can like deny quite a lot of gold and experience. So if you can manage a freeze on the timing that the enemy team has to go back to base, and yourself you don't really need to go back to base, that's very good for yourself. So far, the Howitzer support not paying that much dividend, but I feel like it could work. It just need that, I feel like with Howitzer support, you need to be like kind of patient. That's what I'm learning from that pick, especially against that duo queue, like the duo lane. Like Belica plus Drongo can absolutely like destroy Howitzer support, so you need to play patient. And there was like a couple of time, like here you can see exactly like the big weakness of Howitzer support. So that's exactly like if you're playing against an Howitzer support, you're looking for this type of trade. Because what happened here? We go for the rocket, and since we go for the rocket, immediately Jules Latina ult Rusty, and you guarantee a double hit and a few auto attacks. And so even if the rocket connect, you lose the trade overall. And so that's this type of moment that against an OE support you should be looking for to try to punish every time. So here we're trying to be aggressive. Boulder is being used. We're turning onto Kabodani. We got the flash, but then we still have the Seismic Assault. Good play here. Kabodani trying like to separate himself, which was like a little bit far away here. I think he needs, like, he wants to dodge the Seismic Assault, but then maybe he should have just like flashed on the tower or something like that immediately instead of trying to bait them. Very well played by Import's Backpack. They get the pick, they expand like their ultimate resources, but that create like the priority, and now they're gonna try to go like for the Fangtus with a kill and the Howitzer without an ultimate here. The Odessia have to be careful because Black Hole is available and they can get like a lot of damage, as you can see here when they're inside the pit. And here we get the Black Hole on the 2 backline. We get the flash over from Zheng. We do get like 1 goal that is getting low, but 1 HP. We trade 1 for 1 with the Gideon. We do get like the Howitzer trying like to walk away because Rampage is super strong. And then we're gonna get the Pounce plus the Rumble, and that's gonna be the end of the line for that character. But that means we still like lose people because Kabodani with the rotation cleaning up people. So in the end it's a 2-for-3, but they got the Fangtus on the side of Import's Backpack. So overall the whole play is a 3-for-3 with Import's Backpack getting the Fangtus. So that puts Import's Backpack slightly ahead, but as we can see here in terms of CS, we're actually like 75 CS ahead. So we have 20 CS on the carry roll, which is a lot, but we also have like over 30 CS on the offlane and also like some CS in the jungle. So we're getting those kills, but in terms of CS, we're actually like quite far behind. True, also Supermet, that's a very fair point of like this big shutdown on Julie that was like 6-0 and 2 for Kabodani that will allow him to come back quite good into that game. So here we're looking at maybe like a landmine into the mid lane with Niza, trying to apply some pressure in the mid lane. Here you can see like they were hiding to get like all 3 people together. They do secure the tier 1 tower in the mid lane, which will open the map, and that's something that can be a little bit scary to lose your tier 1 tower that early in the game, 14 minutes in. And here we get like a pretty heavy rotation towards that dual lane. I don't think Zane and Julie Latina are going to step up, so they're just gonna accept that they're gonna lose this side of the jungle. Actually, Zane taking quite a lot of damage from like that Thorn space away. Unfortunately, ManQ weren't with his team. Like if he took the portal and then there is a landmine, maybe there was a kill potential. But yeah. And here, because this rotation was a little bit too long, you can see enemy team counteracting and trying to get damage on the tier 1 tower in mid lane, but we don't overstep our welcome to not get collapsed on afterwards. So here, the side of Indecisive, a bit like walking around but not getting anything out of it. So besides the tier 1 tower in mid. And we have decided to go for the Silencium on the side of the Howitzer. And here we try like to go for the poke. Once again, a very nice landmine. We go for the Make It Rain into the damage, and that... Like, I love, once again, the landmine. I love the Make It Rain. I feel like the step up in front of the jungle when your carry is still full HP that almost allow for a trade back is a little bit too aggressive. Like here, I don't think you really need to expose yourself. It's like almost guaranteed kill. I guess that was to maybe like use the Silencium, but that could have ended up like into a trade. Still a favorable trade for Indecisive, but wasn't really like needed. In the end, it worked out well, so that's another kill on the Drongo. And so Julie Latina is starting to fall a little bit behind here. You can see 30 CS down, not finishing her second item, while Kabodani already have the Witch Stalker and 2 item finish. So despite the fact that we got 6 and 1, now the Drongo is falling behind the Twin Blast. Yeah. Usually there is always like 1 or 2 empty on it. But here I guess we're gonna look at maybe applying like a little bit of pressure. We got the Time Warp finish on the Howitzer, so we can spam like abilities with quite a lot of damage, but we're super duper squishy, so that's something that we need to respect. We do have Niza being around. Fangtus is going to respawn in 1 minute, so I assume we're looking to maybe make a play to open up the Fangtus like later on. And here we're gonna take like vision control. Nisa staying behind the fog wall, so they have no ID. ManQ as well. Oh, Zen is stepping forward. That could have been like a landmine like opportunity. We tried to be aggressive, but Nisa is getting stopped. Like the idea I think was to collapse on them, but Import like stopped the rotation from Nisa. We're looking, we go for the flash in to try to get like some damage on Import, but that's the flash that has been like a little bit expanded for not like great success. We get the flash out of Import, we get the hook, but we got the cleans to counter that. Then the counter engage by Zen, forcing the flash away from TSC. Zen is not like very exposed, he's probably gonna die. We got the rewind onto ManQ. What ManQ is going to do, landmine should like come back shortly. We got a lot of damage. Nisa is forcing like the fight back to him. And then we get like enough damage. Probably try to go for a combo. We got for the hook. Landmine into rockets. Plus Kabonani arriving. And in the end, it's a 3 kill for 0 exchange. And so now we get like the Fang Tooth timing that they were looking for. So taking advantage of that strong situation, almost finding like the turnaround onto TSC, but unfortunately not enough damage afterwards. And so that's like the second Fang Tooth of the game, going for Indecisive. And no, Indecisive is, holy moly, like 135 CS up. That's a lot of CS up at 18 minutes into the game. And in terms of objective, we're kind of even because we get one Fang Tooth on each side. I don't think any mini prime has been taken so far in that game. And in terms of structures, I think we got like both tier 1 in mid, and that's basically it. Or maybe also tier 1 in dual lane. Yeah, tier 1 on dual lane has been taken by Indecisive, so we're a structure up. So Indecisive doing very well for themselves. So far, there was like a few good kills setting up by the landmine, but I'm not super sold for now on like the impact of that Howitzer support, but it definitely like wasn't like too bad either. Hello Devilingi, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. And Julie Latina getting the kill on Kabonani on the other side. So they're gonna secure this tower on the left side, but that will be at the cost of the mini prime. Overall, in terms of gold, it's kind of even. In terms of experience, I think mini prime is slightly better, and also it depends what you do with the mini prime afterwards. And on top of that, we have Moros getting like the tier 1 tower on the offlane. So overall, we get like a free objective here in that side. We do get like them taking a lot of damage on that tier 2 tower. Maybe they do secure it. If they secure it, overall in terms of gold, they're slightly better off on the side of Import's backpack, but they have to be careful to not get catch after. And so they secure the 2 tower on the dual lane by losing the mini prime, and now they have to resist of like the mini prime pressure. But if they do manage to resist that pressure, overall not a bad operation on the side of Import's backpack. So here we're collapsing towards the mid lane. I thought there was a ward here, but maybe we don't see rest ward. Gonna deward everything. No ward available anymore because we already placed our 3 wards. So that limits a little bit the option to be able to actually go on some aggression or push some waves. They do find a pick on TSC. We're just like trying to rotate around, trying to help Nisa in the mid lane. Nisa does have the mini prime, so they do have to be careful. We try to go for some aggression here, but a nice landmine into the rockets to be able to dodge the bull rush. We do get Nisa, however, as a result. Noz is 1 HP, Moros is arriving to go for the flank. That's like a good cleanup. Julie Latina finding ManQ in the backline. Kabonani trying to go for the chase, dealing a lot of damage. Kabonani already finished the Demolisher. That's such a huge power spike at 21 minutes. And trying like to clean up as much as he can. Julie Latina trying to survive here, but too much damage. In the end, it's a 4-4-4, and Moros is gonna like end up cleaning up everything. And I think like Moros got like 4 kills in that team fight, and that like put him like super online. But here, as you can see, there was like second item finished Demolisher, and so like they fight on a timing that they are slightly behind the power spike on the side of Indecisive on Import's backpack. And so Indecisive managing to get like the better end of that whole result. Unfortunately, like mainly here we got like a little bit of damage on the Howitzer support, but not a whole lot as actually like happened here. He mainly like ended up dying with not being able to dish out like a good landmine for protection or this type of thing. We got the Tainted Scepter finished, so that's something that now we can apply on the Rampage and to limit the survivability of that monster of a character. Import being around, Boulder being used. We do miss the landmine, but then we got a hook. We just like baited a little bit Import, forcing him to jump away. We get the Make It Rain and the BMOs. And so here we're forced to stay a little bit in the back line. We're kind of squishy. We can't really like walk forward. Waiting for the landmine to come back off cooldown. Interesting, actually, like here we can see that we got like 2 points in the slow grenade. When I do feel like maxing the landmine even on a support is like definitely like better, because then you get like more landmine, and landmine is really like the ability that would make me maybe believe in Howitzer support. I know maxing the slow grenade actually like increase the slow percentage, which is something that maybe we're looking to get. But overall, I feel like reducing the cooldown of landmine is so much more important to get more landmine overall as an Howitzer support, because landmine is your best ability as an Howitzer support. Slow grenade is kind of okay, but I feel like you just want to spam like 2 landmines per team fight if you want to be very, very useful. So I'm not a big fan of slow grenade max second. So Kabonani is saying that AoE support is mainly to have our context duo Prio, but in that regard, I feel like against Bellica Drongo, you can't really contest duo Prio with it. So that's a little bit surprising then to have it in that situation. But yeah, like they get like here they played like very well. They spread themselves very well on the side of Indecisive. They do get like the inhibitor. They do get the Fang Tooth. They get like the most out of the play as much as they can. So here we do get the rotation. Getting another pick. And here we know only the big ore prime is available on the map. We do secure the tier 2 tower on the left side. Kabodani going for the split push here, and yeah, so far I'm not really certain of like what the Howitzer has been bringing like past this early like poke in the lane. That I feel like against teams that are not that scared. Like for instance, we have seen like a couple times Julie Latina and Zane like just like going all in on it and just like manage to actually like burst it open. But after that, like in team fight, it seems that it's a little bit hard to operate. And so far, like this Howitzer support hasn't really like shined or made like any like crazy good plays, I feel like. So here we're gonna force like the ore prime. So that's usually in those moments that Import is absolutely a monster. We have Moros trying like to like create like some diversion here, but Moros like getting slow. Here we have Import jumping in, and Import stealing it again. So we try like to survive a little bit, but we lose the ore prime. Very nice black hole here. And we're gonna like clean up like 2 people, but we lose the ore prime, and That's it, and one person that we lose Moros. We lose Carbonani as well. They're actually like chasing here, so they're gonna get TSC. So we got like the O Prime on 4 people, and yeah. He's a dev, he's cheating, calling deft in the chat. Yeah, he's just like so good at stealing objectives. That's a little bit rough because, to be fair, you have landmine, you have silence, you have silencium, like you have so many options to stop that steal. I don't know how he makes it. Like maybe he has some immunity to slow at that point. Yeah, I guess Supermets, his hunt is at 1200 and he has immunity to slow. To silence, sorry. Because otherwise I don't have any explanation. But yeah, so here, that's like the big power play on the side of Import's backpack. To be fair, the team name is accurate here. Import is the one putting them in in his backpack by actually stealing that O Prime and making them come back a little bit into the game because they're 200 CS down. Like we have almost 100 CS like differences on the carry roll. That's absolutely monstrous. Like it's a bit too much, I have to admit. So ManQ saying that the call was not to finish the O Prime, and it was actually like turning onto the rampage, but not everyone was on the same page, and so like they keep DPSing, which is that then it was in hunt range and everyone wasn't like going for the same thing, and so Import managing to get there. That's why like it's very important to have like clear communication and everyone on the same page in those situations, because then suddenly like the game is very complicated. We got the landmine, we good to kill onto nose, so here a little bit of value from that Howitzer Support, this landmine chaining the CC together. We try to go for a little bit more damage. We want to get the Tainted Scepter onto the rampage. And here we're chasing. We're gonna end up like getting like 4 kills. Only using TSAD. So here we're just gonna go for the reset. Since Nidza was low on HP, we don't want to force the objective. We try to go for a little bit of aggression onto Wangle here. They do find the kill, but Infernum damage. Seems to have like find the kill onto Moros. Pretty big shutdown, I assume, for Wangle. And now we're gonna start the Sanctus. I feel like here we should be tanking a little bit for Nisa, because we were kind of super low. That's a questionable shield slam by Nose. I guess he got like pushed forward by the inertia of his own bull rush. I don't know. That was a big oomph. And so now we're going back to base. Gonna set up probably like waves, waiting for the next O Prime, trying to get some picks probably. If we can with that Primal Sanctus. It's also like the triple Sanctus, so we're actually like in a very good position. On the side of... Oh, actually we've got like an inhibitor respawning in mid lane. I guess like that's the mid inhibitor respawning, because all the rest seems like correct on the structures, but the respawn is not like at the right place. So we're trying to look for a pick. As we can see, Nisa TSC looking for like a little flank here, trying to maybe do a trap. People can disappear very fast.
An allied inhibitor is under attack.
Here Nose is out of position. They should be like find the pick onto Nose.
inhibitor is under
This is a fake inhibitor, so they can take it like quite easily. And we're gonna have a focus on the right inhibitor afterwards. And now we're just simply gonna disengage onto the R prime. Kabodani overstaying is welcome a little bit. They need to be careful here. He got rewinded, so now they kind of have to fight that. Unfortunately, it's going to be like a little bit tough. We try to go as much damage as we can, but Primal Fang Tooth, like Burning Blaze passive, is already gone. So we're looking like to maybe get some aggression. We didn't kill anyone so far. We're trying like to deal as much damage. We get the landmine to get the steel out of the fight, trying to deal some damage. We go get like the shield slam here, forcing to walk away. This Howitzer is trying to survive, getting the slow grenade, but landmine. Got the RMB. RMB is gonna come like very soon, and ManQ was trying to make maybe like a little trap and actually get there. So let's just watch a little bit like how Kabodani ended up in that situation, because I'm a bit curious. Like the call was clear like to disengage. So we go for some aggression here. Kabodani is with the team. Like as soon as the like inhibitor is taken, like here, like the goal is to go into like immediately R prime. Yeah, it seems to be a banger, Neft. And well, I'm not really sure why Kabodani wanted like to face check 3 people and don't go with his team here. It's like this whole situation is 100% on Kabodani. Like there was like tons of timing that he could just like walk away with his team. He didn't. And now like this whole situation is complicated.
enemy has been slain.
So we have seen like that situation. I kind of like the idea of ManQ. Like there is very low chance of that working, but he's trying like to go maybe for a play to one-shot Wangle, and it doesn't work. But here he's trying to get the best out of the situation. He knows he's dead, and so he's trying like to kind of bamboozle Nose a little bit and maybe bamboozle Wangle and try to get the kill. In the end, it didn't work out at all, but it's still like even in disparate situation, you still try to get the best out of the situation. And so we get the second R prime on the side of Team Import's backpack. And so we are going to see like what they do with it. Is the second R prime. They should be trying to get like some inhibitors. Inhibitors are up. It's just like a minimap bug here, so don't worry about it. Thank you, Benny, for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. And so we're actually like here on the side of Indecisive. We're still super far ahead in terms of CS. We're already like full build on 2 people, Moros and Kabodani, while on the other side we only have full build on Wangle. So we're still like stronger as a team, but they have R prime. So here we're just waiting. Primal Fang Tooth is going to respawn, so I assume like Import's backpack is probably gonna look at it. So here we can see that the confirmation is really like ManQ preferred to max the slow grenade before maxing the landmine. I personally believe like landmine second is probably like, I feel like more impactful. But at the same time, I don't play Howitzer Support. And so here we're just like waiting, gathering information if they're going for the primal or not. They're just like basically gaining time on the side of Indecisive, trying to make them run their R prime. Dry. Not so sure. I guess he was like scared to get like rock or something, and he realized it was out of position, so he tried to go for the Meki train, but here we do have more split pushing in the mid lane. Nisa is have to be careful. We got the boulder.
Enemy has been slain.
We missed the landmine. That's the most important ability on the Howitzer support. We try to use the slow grenade like to
Allied core
stop people from advancing. So I guess Mora's trying like to finish the game.
Allied core under attack. Allied core under attack.
And here we're just gonna go for the reset. Core is actually like very low on HP, so the play almost worked out, but we lose 3 people. At the same time, that means that our prime is gone and we didn't lose a single inhibitor for that whole situation. So that's probably gonna be primal Fengtus for the enemy team, because we still have 3 people dead, so it's a 5v2 situation. So, an import, perfect boulder. We got the landmine, force the Meki train away. Here we're trying to poke as much as we can. And I do get the primal Fengtus. So ManQ is saying that apparently his team engaged too hard on Fengtus. Like, I'm not so sure, because you have a Rictor that is around and the Rictor can't walk away.
Enemy has fallen.
He's simply like a Rictor, when he's in a position, his team needs to help him. And maybe you can disengage, but then he needs your landmine and your soul grenade, otherwise he can't disengage by himself. It's a Rictor.
Unstoppable.
So here we're trying to go for the combo. We get like the black hole, a lot of damage. We try to go like for some damage onto Kabodani. We clean up almost everyone. We only lose like 1 person on the side of Indecisive, despite the enemy team having the primal Fengtus.
An allied in
Nose is at 1 HP. We try to go for the flash in. Inhibitor is a fake one, so that's pretty easy, and that probably like gonna be the game. Despite having the primal Fengtus, it was not enough. They do lose the team fight, and they're gonna end up pushing the mid lane and end up finishing the game here, like getting import out of the way. And so as a conclusion, because I was entering that game to kind of see what the Howitzer support can actually provide as a team, I have to admit I felt like Howitzer support wasn't doing so much. Like in all those team fights, we just like see ManQ like staying in the backline because he can never step forward. Of course, he's kind of like a super squishy mage that have a huge hitbox. And on top of that, the damage is not impressive. And the support is actually providing is okay when we go for some chain CC, but besides that, it's not amazing. So I feel like Howitzer support overall kind of feel like to me as a weaker version of Bellica support. Because in a sense, like I feel like Seismic Assault is a little bit the same thing as Landmine. That's a wonderful ability that can completely define a situation, but I feel like Seismic Assault is much stronger through the fact that it can go through walls, which makes it like easier for you to use it. And then like in terms of damage, like also like I feel like Bellica, the poke from the missile is a little bit easier to land, but it's kind of similar to Void Bomb. And then like you're slightly safer on Howitzer because of the ultimate, but also you have like, it takes longer to get the same amount of damage that you will get for an ultimate from like, for instance, a Bellica. And also like you're safer, but not really because you have a very huge hitbox. So after watching that game, I do feel like there is not much to do with Howitzer Support because like in the mid and late game, you don't really provide much. I really felt like overall those teamfights were won by the 4 people of Indecisive and by the fact that Moros and Kabodani were like so far ahead on farm that it actually did not matter that they had a Howitzer Support afterwards.